Russia, it's over. I knew it was going to happen. Russia has implemented a problem on themselves. They caused this problem, right? Why? Because they just want sanctions. So they kept on prodding the U.S. At least that's what the U.S. wants you to think. President Obama has issued sanctions against Russia. They got fed up. This is all in response to what they say was a cyber attack launched by the Kremlin at the highest levels of authority in Russia against the U.S., and this brings us to sanctions. Sanctions, of course, that President Obama did not want to impart on the Russian people. He didn't want to do it, but Russia made him do it. Is anyone believing this? Is anyone believing it? Well, Obama says the White House and Department of Homeland Security and the FBI will be compiling a report to clearly illustrate what computers have been tampered with, what systems have been compromised by Russian authorities, intel, diplomats, whomever. Russian hackers. So, the sanctions were announced today. They will include kicking out 35 ambassadors, diplomats who are here in Washington, D.C. and in San Francisco from Russia. And we're going to give them 72 hours to get this stuff together and get the hell out. I just want to know, guys, is it possible that this is all a ploy? Is it possible this is all just window dressing to keep the Democratic Party viable, to give a reason for the season of losing which have taken place here? They say it's in response to Hillary Clinton's email hacks, Podesta email hacks, and the DNC email hacks. I think it's more of a damage control situation where the U.S. wants to make themselves not look sad, not look bad in front of the world, which we have been looking for quite some time. Now, President-elect Donald Trump's not on board with this. He said that he thought it was time for us to get on with our lives. Just get on with the lives of being Americans and doing what we do. President Obama obviously has different ideas. There's also reports in this announcement that there are many American diplomats who have been stationed in Russia who have been persecuted, harassed, even brutalized by the hands of Russian authorities. So the response, they say, is not just for the hacking, it's for all the other mischievous deeds, unseemly things that Russians have been doing to us. And don't you worry, kids. We're going to get a full reporting of why we have to go into Cold War. Because that's really what this is. This is Cold War time, guys. You kids out there, look it up. It's a long period of time where we hated each other. We hated the Russians. We wouldn't trade with them. We wouldn't allow them in the country. And we were always on the precipice of a nuclear war, it seemed. We're right back there. And do you think this would be happening if Hillary had won the election? Do you think there would have been all this talk leading up to this point that we're experiencing right now if Hillary Clinton was our president and Donald Trump would have lost the election? I don't think so. You know what? I think you're all pretty smart people. I think you pay attention to stuff. You may not be so ingrained in it, but come on. Come on. You got to look at it for what it is. So, these sanctions are going to be handed down. People are getting kicked out of the country. Of course, Russia's going to respond by kicking us out of the country. And there we go. And all it takes is one of those German shepherds, right? You know, one of those dogs, them drug-sniffing dogs they bring with them when they kick you out or whatever, at the airport or something, to bite an American. And then we got World War III. You know? Because people got to respond, bluster with bluster. You know, no one wants to get punked. No one wants to get punked. So now the Kremlin, Putin, they have to respond in kind. You hit me, I hit you. You diss me, I diss you. You sanction me, I sanction you. All very interesting stuff if it wasn't the possibility that we could end up blowing up the planet. Hey, I could get into it if it wasn't for that one little caveat. that everything we know may be destroyed because of this. So in that, from that vantage point, I'd just like to say, thank you, Hillary Clinton. Thank you for being the worst candidate known to man and woman. Thank you for bringing down the whole country along with you. And thank you, Democratic Party, for your vigilance and having your heads all the way up your butt cheeks. I appreciate you for dragging us near the third rail of life. I'm waiting to see this report, though I have stepped back from the political scene. It's obvious I'm not, the political guy. We're going to leave that to the professionals out there giving us all that valid news, all that real news they give us. You wouldn't want people like Tim Black giving you real news. But hey, look, I find it interesting. I'm a human being. I see it. It's like, okay, here we go, down the rabbit hole. Listen, people, I know a lot of you want to cheerlead for the United States, but I smell a rat. I want to see the report that proves that they hacked, that it was them. These are the people that hacked, that it was ordered by Putin. Because I think about Chris Rock when he says, Dave Chappelle, who says, just because somebody does something and yells out Wu-Tang when they do it, doesn't mean they're, a part of the Wu-Tang. So even if they say these hackers are of Russian descent, which I don't know if they are, show me something. Put their picture up on the bulletin board. How about we put that on CNN? Put the picture of the hackers up. Let's go. Go for it. I mean, come on. We are information superhighway. I want to see some Ruskies pictures on my superhighway. I want to see the faces of these hackers that you say shifted our election, because that is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about. They can't accept losing. It's sort of like, when the Patriots won the Super Bowl, it's like, we got to blame the ball. You got to blame something. You got to blame the referees. You got to blame the ball. The ball was too heavy. It wasn't heavy enough. It was something, we got to find a reason. Right? It's got to be something about, something dirty was done that leads us to this loss. Because America don't like taking L's. Oh, we love giving L's. We don't like taking them. So now, President Obama, once again, folks, if you're just tuning in, has leveled sanctions against Russia. He pimp slapped them. First, he prepared his hand with talcum powder, which he's been doing. He's been like this. Obama's been like this for about a month, putting talcum powder on his hand. Just doing this and getting it lathered up real good just so he can smack Russia with sanctions like a pimp do. Yeah, pimp hand. He laid his pimp hand down. So that's what's happened. 35 ambassadors from Russia, Russian diplomats will be booted out of the country. Don't travel light. No, grab all your stuff. Grab everything. Everything and get up out of here is what Obama's saying. And look, I read you one thing I was checking out. I thought was hilarious. Is that here? Oh, here it is. I think that the part of the sanctions that were adopted under the executive order will be lifted. They will fall off just like dirt, said Alexander Makolinnik, a political scientist at the Russian Presidential Academy of National Economy and Public Administration. Basically, Russia's like, whatever. All right, I'm Tim Black. Thank you for watching this video. Go to timblacktv.com for more of my content. Get yourself some Tim Black coffee brought to you by my friends at Black Mamba Coffee. I got my own blend, and it's great. It's fabulous. I want you to try it. Also join Tim Black's Wolfpack, where we tell the truth on all subjects. Anything going on in the world, I'm the truth speaker. And to me, none of this will be happening if you were watching Hillary enter the Oval Office. None of it. Like I always say, guys, Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Peace.